What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review for RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star Season 6, Episode 6. I believe we're on. I'll definitely have the right episode in the description box if that is not correct. So, we pick up with the elimination of Miss Scarlet Envy. And, you know, we got to go through the lipsticks, honey. And what was interesting is that the lipsticks were even. The same amount of people voted for Jan to go home that voted for Scarlett to go home. And so Ginger ended up winning the lipstick, so it came down to Ginger's decision, and her decision was to send Scarlett. But I wonder what the tie-breaking decision is. And they asked about, like, what do they think will happen in the tie-break? And at this point, we don't know, and I guess we won't know, at least not no time soon, because we got at least a whole nother episode before we could possibly get to another tiebreaker. So Jan was, of course, you know, upset. And I can understand her being upset. I mean, half the people there think that you should have went home. And so we had the whole conversation once again about Jan being on 10, 110, over the top, always on go, never, ever, you know, bringing it down a notch. At this point, y'all, I'm starting to think this really is just who Jan is. Now, I know that they're around Jan when the cameras aren't on, and so I'm going to defer to the fact that they are all insisting that this is not who Jan really is, because I'm at a point now where I'm like, well, daggone, like, like, this has been going back to her season. So maybe this is just who the hell Jan is. I don't know. But anyway, they were trying to explain to her that, you know, the last challenge was about being authentic, really opening up and giving you, like, raw who you are. And then the judges didn't feel that from Jan. And so, of course, she's kind of like, I'm just not sure what to do. Like, this is who I am, whatever. So we get to this week's challenge. This week's challenge is a spoof on American Horror Story. And they have a whole script. And this actually seems to be right up Jan's alley because it's supposed to be overacting. And so it kind of, they gave, you know, they had to sit down and go over the parts. And the part that they let Jan have was really right up her alley. You know, it was a musical person who was singing and dancing. And, you know, she could overact and be over the top and just boom, go for it. So there it was. Now, Kylie was like, listen, I'm glad that ain't none of y'all put my lipstick in the box, because I think people forgot that she was up for elimination too. I think people just thought it was between Jan and Scarlett, but nobody voted for her. And maybe that's why they didn't anticipate there being a tie that week, because there were 3 people that possibly could have been voted on. But she said, but I don't want to be back in the bottom. She was like, I didn't wait 11 years to get on All Stars and have my second opportunity to go out like that. And so when it came down to the parts, I mean, she fought to get, it seemed to be like, well, when you actually saw the actual production, the part she fought for was like the star of the show, the biggest, you know, the biggest part. And Ginger wanted that part. And so, of course, it came down again to Ginger fighting for a part. Child, they did rock, paper, scissors, and daggone Ginger lost again, child. I said, that poor Ginger. She can't, look, rock, paper, scissors, paper, rock, scissors, whatever shit. That ain't your game. Don't do that no more. Don't let that be the eliminating reason, because that is not your game. So, so they went through the rest of it. Trinity wanted the part that Pandora Box wanted. So Trinity kind of let Pandora have it. I think y'all need to be paying attention to Miss Pandora, because I feel like Pandora is flying under the radar. Her name don't get called a lot. She don't do a whole lot of yang, yang, yang in the workroom and all of that. I feel like she's falling under the radar. Y'all better keep y'all eye on Miss Pandora Box. But Trinity ended up being a 2-headed monster witch. They weren't monsters, they were witches. A 2-headed witch with Raja. And Raja said, listen, the acting challenge ain't my thing. And of course, you know, they gave us the flashback to her season. And she said, but you know, hopefully I'm better than I was. You know, I'm better than I was. And Eureka plays a bearded witch. And who else? Kyria plays like I guess a witch with an attitude. So they do this whole spoof. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That spoof was boring as hell to me. I ain't lying. Maybe because I'm not really into the American Horror Story, so I didn't get a lot of the jokes. I didn't get a lot of the inside jokes as it relates to maybe stuff that's played off of the series. I don't know. I mean, I got the gist of what they were doing, but it was just a little boring to me. It was a little boring. It was a little boring. Anyway, now in the workroom, I'm all over the place with this, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me get back on track. When they were actually doing the show, Raja got some critiques because they were trying to tell her that it wasn't what she was saying, because her character had a lisp. So they were like, it's not the lisp. It's the fact that you're trying to give her, like, your voice is going up like 5 octaves. Like, you don't have to have a high-pitched voice to have a lisp. And it almost seemed like Raja had it set in her head how she was going to play this character. And as soon as she got the criticism that they wanted her to play the character differently, it was almost like she couldn't adjust. She didn't know how to adjust, and I think it kind of got her out of it a little bit. Akira was trying to be the attitude, you know, her character had like this little attitude thing going. It didn't seem to hit, you know, they had to keep kind of with her. Eureka, they weren't crazy about how Eureka was playing her character either. But Kylie, Michelle Visage had to get up off the chair to come down there and direct her. Now, that's normally not a good thing, but what Kylie did, though, was take the direction. And she did exactly what Michelle wanted her to do. So when the actual production came out, it you know, of course, she got rave reviews for her portrayal, but she took the direction. And that was some of the judges' criticisms of Raja, was that she didn't really take the direction because she kind of got in her head about the way she thought she wanted to play this character, and she couldn't really take the direction. Now, in the workroom, wasn't too much going on in the workroom. Only thing that really was going on is that we saw a little flirty between Trinity and Eureka. You don't know how serious it is. Trinity said that Vanjie and Brooklyn ain't gonna be the only ones that got a workroom romance, and you know, they was flirty, but hell, by the end of the episode, Trinity was flirting with Jay and Child. So I don't know, I think Trinity is just a big flirt, and I think it's all for, you know, jokes and giggles or whatever. So we get to the runway. Like I said, we saw the production. I thought it was boring personally. But the runway was like goth extravaganza, funeral extravaganza. So everybody got on black, child. Everybody's got their best goth look going. Ginger Minj comes out as a very like a voodoo doll. She has like a voodoo doll type outfit, you know, I mean, she has a voodoo doll, and she's got this whole goth black, you know, with the boots, with the, like the, I call them, like, I guess, like the witch type boots or whatever. It was cute. It was cute. Eureka was like a Bride of Frankenstein kind of thing. She had like the high wig, and she had the whole black with the sheer. She had like a little sexy sheer thing working. Trinity gave us a gown. It was tulle, it was feathers, it was layers, it was everything. It was a train down the runway. It was very, you know, I liked it. I liked what Trinity had. Raja put us a little different spin on it. She had some black slacks with this bustier, long like Elvira wig. I thought she put a whole sex siren on the goth, you know, thing. I think she gave us a different look, and I was here for it. Akira was probably my favorite. Her look was probably my favorite. It was had this beautiful big headpiece. It was black. Well, everybody's black with the bustier, and it had like the spikes, like the whole spike thing working. She said it was heavy, and them spikes hurt, honey. Jan gave us the goth look with the eyes, you know, the white eyes, and of course she had a backpack on. Very Jan. Kylie went totally in the opposite direction of where everybody else went. She had a black bodysuit with the holes. It was like basically just straps covering up the important parts, with some fishnet stockings on. Very sexy. Very, very sex siren. Okay. It was reminiscent of the outfit. What was the Fifth Element? The outfit that your girl had on in Fifth Element, that bodysuit with all the different holes in it, but it was covering up the right parts. Yeah, very much of that. Pandora box, I wrote black dress. I mean, it was just a goth look. You know what I mean? It was nothing spectacular about That's why I said y'all better pay attention to Miss Pandora. Now, Pandora and Trinity were safe. So we had our tops and we had our bottoms. And I kind of already gave you the judges' critiques on that. And Kylie ends up winning the challenge. So she went from the bottom to the top. That's what you could do on these competition shows, honey. She went from the bottom to the top. She won the competition. But unfortunately, in the bottom is Akira and Raja. And so I was heartbroken because, I mean, that somebody that I'm pulling for has to go home. I hate seeing them go against each other, had to go up against each other. And, I mean, they respectfully campaigned for their place within, you know, so that within, because they're friends for real. And they've known each other, you know, for a very long time. And like Raja said on their season, her and Akira were up for elimination at the same time. And of course, Raja was eliminated and Akira stayed. And so she said, you know, here we are again. We're right back at it. And it just, you know, but she campaigned as much as she, I guess, was comfortable campaigning, you know. So the lip sync assassin this week was Manila Luzon, RuPaul royalty, honey. I like how she gave a little nod to Michelle Visage with that wig, talking about something, I like your hair, because we know that is Manila Luzon's signature, is that blonde streak, that white streak in her black mane, honey. Now, they lip sync to Dirty by Christina. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I won't impress with neither one. I was bored by damn near the whole damn lip sync. The best part about the lip sync, I will say, when Kylie did the handstand into the split, okay, I was here for that. I was like, okay, girl, I see you, girl. But that was pretty much all it was. And then she did it again. And I was like, the first time you had me. The second time, it was kind of like, eh. So, I don't know. I feel like out of this season, y'all tell me if y'all agree or disagree. I feel like that was the worst lip sync of the season. Anyway, but I feel like the handstand into the split is what did it. And Kylie wins the lip sync. And it comes down to what's in her bra, what her lipstick says. And she chose Akira to go home. Now, let's not forget that we are still playing the game within the game. So, no one has actually gone home yet. They've been eliminated from the main competition. But we still don't know what this game within the game is. And what is going to come down to. And how that's going to, you know, play out. So, we are about halfway through at this point. So, I think it's probably about to come up in the next episode or two. That we're going to see how that's going to work out. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in those comments. Peace.